Welcome back, this is the Clay Golem, this is Foundry VTT, and in this video we're looking at sound effects and stuff like that. So this add-on that we're looking at, I get a number of requests every now and then, sort of in the comments and things, saying, hey, can you advise what would be a good sound library, where do I get the sound effects from that I want, and all of those things. And it's quite a difficult question to answer because there are loads of ones out there. A lot of them are trash. Some of them are behind paywalls. It's difficult to kind of go to one place and find all of those. So in this video, what we're looking at is this add-on, Sonniss GDC Audio. Now the add-on itself is by Ripper. Yes, it's another Ripper one. Yes, it is free. So you can install that. As you can see, that's what I've got installed, and it's the only mod I've got installed, so we don't need anything else. Now this is not giving us access to a whole bunch of sound effects that Ripper has made. That's not what this does. Ripper's basically made an interface for us that allows us to access the Sonniss library in a way that makes it much easier to search it, to find what we may want, and then when we found something we want, incorporate it into our Foundry game, right? So he's basically, it's quality of life, which is really nice way of doing it. Now if I go to configure settings and I look at the options for this mod, there's two. Do I want to copy the files, the ones that I actually want, and as it says, you know, about dragging them onto the canvas, and do I have a particular destination folder somewhere that I want to save them? So I'm going to select my sounds folder. So it's now going to, whenever I say, oh, I want that one, it's going to copy it into that folder on my local drive for me, so I know where to find it. And that's obviously makes sense to pop it in there. So what does it actually do? If I go to my playlists tab at the top right, I get a new button on here, the Sonniss GDC sound browser button. And clicking that, this is it. I mean, I have to say this is it, as in it's really simple, but this is what we're going to use to be able to browse. Now it says up there 6,516 sounds. It's quite a lot in there. Quite a lot. And you can see it starts off, you know, it's in alphabetical order, so it's starting off with these numbers and stuff. It does give you the duration for each of these sound effects, which is really important to kind of, you know, you don't want something that's going to last 2 minutes if you're actually after just a short clip. And of course you can have these loop, so you might not want a long one, you might want a shorter one that loops, for example. But we've got a lovely beautiful search function up here, so we can search for anything we want. Let's just search for waves and look at them. So we've got ones here like 5 minutes, 1 minute long. This one is 30 seconds long. 42, 39, 34. So we've got some shorter ones here. Here's 16 seconds. And you can see what it's called, which hopefully is a reasonable description. This one, dam water flowing, splashing waves, clucking movement. I don't know what that is. Video game, big explosion, rogue wave, 8-bit legend 13. Who knows what that is? But there's all sorts of things in here. You've got sounds for shotguns and car doors slamming. So, you know, we can't sort of filter and say just give me D&D type ones, but just because it's not a sound designed for that doesn't mean it's not useful for us. Let's play a couple. That's now going to be really quiet. Some of them are really quiet. What's about this one? Water splash. There we go, that sounded better, didn't it? So you might have something where that is going to be appropriate for you. Go on, do it. There we go, there it is. So we can go through all of this, find anything we want. Now, I've got only in my Curse of Strahd, because of the limitation on being able to use other people's sound effects and things, it does give me quite a restriction on what I can use, and it takes so darn long to find individual sound clips, hence people asking for it. This is a really easy way. So there's a campfire one here, it's a minute long, but it gives a nice crackling campfire. Now I already have a campfire one, but every single campfire, no matter what its size, has the same sound effect. Which, yeah, it's fine. It's better than nothing. But we can mix it up a bit by doing this. So there's all sorts of stuff. Now, let's say I want this campfire one. Hopefully that's not too loud on the video for you right now. Let me stop it. There we go. Now, I can copy the path of the clipboard, or I can clone it. And you can see it's just come up and said campfire.ogg saved to sounds. Brilliant. Okay. Let's create a sound then. So I'm going to use my normal tools over on the left hand side, ambient sound controls. I'm going to create that sound for this kitchen here, and I need to select my path. Do you remember where it was? Here we go. It was in my sounds folder, campfire, and I can bring that in immediately. I'm going to put the volume up to make sure you guys can hear it. I'm not too worried about the radius and things at the moment, and suddenly I have that in there. Now if I go on, preview it. You know you want to. There we go. Bring in a token that comes within range. You should be able to hear that without too much drama. It's not too intrusive. Of course, you can change the volume and everything else. It works though, doesn't it? That's how easy this is. Let's come off of him, so we're not listening to that. So what else might we have in here? Stream. Again, we don't want ones that are too long because some of them are nice and short, but when they're repeated, you get a continuous sound, which is exactly the kind of thing you want to. Rocks Stream Down Heavy 2. Let's have a listen to that one. It's only 10 seconds. Okay, that wasn't the kind of stream I was looking for, but that's a really good rockfall sound. If you've got a rockfall trap or something like that, that's a really good sound. I just stumbled across that. I've not pre-chosen sounds to show you. I'm literally just bumbling through it as you would as well. That's a really nice sound. So I could choose to go, actually, do you know what? I'm going to download that one. Now, I might want to rename that, so, you know, to Rockfall, so that I know what it is. It's easier for me to select stuff. What we got here? Water, river, goober, small stream. Let's try this one. That's pretty awesome too. So lots and lots of them. This one is designed as a loop. That's quite a loud one. So hopefully that's not too loud on the video. I'll see what I can do in the edit if that is ridiculous. And that's just under stream. You've got river. I mean, jungle river paddling loop. You've got all of those beautiful background sounds there for the jungle. You might want something like footsteps. Look, footsteps walking across crunchy snow. Loads and loads and loads of things. So for a lot of you, this is going to be the answer to that question that you had. Now this is interesting. There's one here that's only 1 second. So these are really, really short ones. You could choose to, in fact, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to do this one just to be silly. This was Blue Zone, whatever that's called. You could do things like, oh, I haven't got Monk's Active Tile triggers on, but you could create a Monk's Active Tile trigger over an area, set your trigger to be moves within, and every time they move within, it plays a sound. So as your character, your players, as they move across that ground, it goes crunch, 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 crunch. If you wanted to do that, you could do it, as well as have your other ambient sounds. Now, obviously, we're in a tavern here, so snow footfalls doesn't make any sense. What do we potentially want with, let's try a crowd. What we got in here, roller coaster ambience, probably not right for a tavern. In fact, actually, let's search tavern and see if anything comes up. Boardwalk, crowd passing through tavern. Let's try. So we've got the sounds of the sea in the background, being a boardwalk. I'm not going to play it for it's 3 minutes long, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. What about pubs, public toilets? Perhaps won't play that one. crowded bar, male booing, booing. So you might want something like that as a, you know, on a standby if your bard's doing a performance and gets a particularly low a low roll, you could absolutely do that. We got something like, you know, just type in words. What have we got? Village ambience. Let's listen to that. Might take a while to get going, some of these longer ones. Yeah, sometimes they start off quietly, so I'm not going to waste your time by just sitting there listening to silence. Village quiet, children voices, hens. You might want that as your scene sounds for, you know, for village scenes and stuff like that. Yeah. So really, really good. So just as a reminder, because this is, I mean, that's it. It really is that simple. So this was the Sonniss GDC mod by Ripper, but you don't need to know it's by Ripper, I suppose, because you just go to it. Sonniss GDC Audio is the name of this mod. Go grab it and have a lot of fun finding new sounds to incorporate into your games just to make things a little bit whizzy. Now remember, things like sounds, you can use tile triggers to set them off. You can set them as your scene general background noise if it's like a village scene and you just want that constantly playing on a loop or individually. You can assign any of these sounds to particular spells and anything like that that you want to do. So, you know, if you want your, I don't know, your magic missile spell makes a shotgun sound, well, you can do that. And of course, not everybody's playing D&D. This is not D&D specific, this mod. It's agnostic. Same, almost everything Ripper does is agnostic, meaning it works across any of the game engines within Foundry, which is really good, but it is compatible with D&D, both the 3.3.1 that most of us are still on, as well as the updated 4.x for the 2024 rules. That's kind of irrelevant. This works Foundry regardless of game engine. So really, really nice. Go find yourself some sounds, have a play, and bring a bit more richness to your game table. Some of those background atmospherics, the bubbling river, the people talking in the tavern, the crackling fires, things like that. They really help bring it alive. Just remember, you know, and I've struggled with this in the past, it's getting that volume right so that you don't deafen your players. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care. Happy New Year, because it is the 1st of January today, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care now.